BCCI, the bank that dreamed beyond borders. In the early 1970s, when global banking was dominated by Western institutions, one man from Pakistan dared to think differently. He dreamed of a bank that crossed borders, united the nations, and served those whom the world had overlooked. That dream was BCCI, the Bank of Credit and Commerce International. It rose swiftly, reaching more than 70 countries before meeting an unexpected end that changed the way the world looked at cross-border finance. This is not just a story of a bank's rise and fall. It's a story of vision, ambition, and the timeless need for balance between innovation and oversight. Agha Hasan Abedi was not just a banker, he was a visionary. Having founded United Bank Limited in 1959, he had already transformed Pakistan's banking landscape. When UBL was nationalised, Abedi turned his attention to a greater mission. He started working on the idea to build what many called a third world bank, an institution that could empower developing economies and reshape the balance of financial influence. With the support of Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, the ruler of Abu Dhabi, BCCI was born in 1972. Its message was simple yet powerful: global banking should serve people, not politics. Within a decade, BCCI expanded across continents, from London to Lagos, from Karachi to New York. By the 1980s, it had become one of the fastest-growing banks in the world, with over 400 branches and assets exceeding $20 billion. For many countries in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, BCCI was more than a bank. It was a bridge. It financed trade, empowered entrepreneurs, and built a network of professionals who carried Abedi's belief in ethical service and inclusive growth. At its peak, BCCI symbolized possibility of a bank from the global south standing shoulder to shoulder with global giants. BCCI's success was built on innovation. It championed modern banking systems, early use of technology in payments, and a unique service-first culture. Its training academies in Karachi and London produced some of the best minds in banking. Agha Hasan Abedi emphasized values. Discipline, social responsibility, and human development were the key pillars of the school of thoughts. Through the BCCI Foundation, he promoted healthcare and education long before corporate social responsibility, or CSR, became a global term. But as BCCI grew, its structure became increasingly complex. The bank operated in dozens of jurisdictions, with holding companies in Luxembourg, the Cayman Islands, and offices managed from London and Abu Dhabi. In an era when international banking regulations were still evolving, this multi-layered framework created a gap in oversight. No single regulator had full visibility. What began as flexibility slowly became vulnerability. Over time, differences in reporting standards, cross-border supervision, and the speed of expansion led to questions about internal controls. Even then, BCCI continued to serve millions of clients, many of whom remembered it for its personalized service and trust. By the late 1980s, global regulators began reviewing BCCI's operations amid growing concerns about accounting irregularities and complex intercompany dealings. In 1991, authorities in several countries decided to suspend its operations for further investigation. This decision led to a worldwide closure, an abrupt end for what had been a global institution. While reports later detailed serious regulatory and accounting issues, the story also revealed deeper challenges. How international finance regulators were ill-prepared to monitor fast-growing cross-border entities at that time. For thousands of employees and customers, it was a moment of shock and sadness. Agha Hasan Abedi returned to Pakistan, where he spent his remaining years quietly supporting charitable causes. He passed away in 1995, leaving behind a legacy that remains both inspiring and instructive. Many who once worked under him went on to lead banks and financial institutions around the world, carrying forward his principles of professionalism and service. The story of BCCI reminds us that vision must walk hand in hand with vigilance. It teaches that good governance is not about limiting dreams, rather it is about protecting dreams and making them a safe reality. From BCCI, the world learned that global finance needs global accountability, regulatory collaboration must match the scale of modern banking, and above all, leadership must combine passion with prudence. For Pakistan, BCCI's journey remains a source of both pride and reflection. Pride in a banker who thought globally, and reflection on how governance frameworks must evolve with ambition. Every visionary leaves behind more than an institution. They leave lessons. Agha Hasan Abedi taught us that banking is not just about numbers, but about purpose. And purpose, guided by governance, can build legacies that endure far beyond balance sheets. This was the story of BCCI, the bank that dreamed beyond borders.